This video shows how North52's Advanced Business Rules engine for Microsoft Dynamics can be used to model the complex rules for the National Flood Insurance Program premiums. The National Flood Insurance Program, managed by FEMA, provides insurance to help reduce the socio-economic impact of floods in the United States. Homes and businesses in high-risk flood areas with mortgages from government-backed lenders are required to have flood insurance. The cost of this insurance is determined by the FEMA Risk Rating 2.0 methodology, introduced on the 1st of October 2021. It uses over 35 property attributes, more than 50 rating tables, and over 1,500 calculations. In this video, we'll show how the details on an application are processed using the North52 rules engine to determine the flood insurance premium. There are a significant number of rules used in calculating premiums, which are defined in several technical documents on the FEMA.gov website. One of the documents is the premium calculation worksheet examples. This provides a reference that we can check calculations against. We have analyzed and translated these rules into decision tables and xCache data tables to allow for automated calculation of the appropriate premium. Let's first take a look at the rating tables. There are over 50 rating tables that are used in calculating flood insurance premiums, and some of these have over 100,000 rows of rating data. These are added to the North52 solution using xCache tables. The xCache tables can be easily referenced in decision tables for determining values that should be used for calculating specific parts of the premium calculation, and because they are separate from the rule definitions, they can be maintained separately. The first category of rating tables, defined in the Rating Factors Excel file, is the base rates for non-levied areas. A sample of this table is shown here. We use this information to build the corresponding xCache table in the North52 decision suite. The condition columns represent data which is used to look up a specific rating. For example, if the region was South Carolina, the segment 1, and it is for a single-family home, the inland flood building rating would be 2.255. The base rates for levied properties are defined in a separate sheet in the same xCache record, allowing the logical grouping of related rating tables. The 1,500 plus calculations for determining the premium are broken out across a multi-sheet decision table formula. This reduces the complexity of designing and maintaining such an intricate calculation. The first sheet in the decision table formula sets inline variables for various segment classifications that are used to look up rates from the xCache tables. The base rates are determined by looking up the xCache tables for the relevant values. Cell C4 is highlighted. This will return a value for a non-levied, non-barrier island property using a global action called FEMA_base rates and a parameter of inland flood building. Let's take a look at the global action FEMA_base rates. It shows how the xCache data table is filtered to return the relevant value. The parameter inland flood building replaces the placeholder currently highlighted and determines the sheet in the xCache table that will be queried. There are three filter parameters that are dynamically injected at execution: region, segment, which is determined by the logic in the sheet previously shown, and the single-family home indicator. The xCache table that will be looked up at runtime is the FEMA_base rates. If the region equals South Carolina and segment equals 1 and single-family home equals yes, then the value returned to the decision table would be 2.255. This can be cross-checked with the expected value as shown in the Example 1 reference sheet. Many of the rating table values do not correspond exactly to the attributes of a property. For example, when determining the rating based on a property's distance to river value, there are many potential values that are not defined in the rating table. Let's take the inputs for Example 1, where the distance to river value is 111.2 meters. When looking up this value in the rating table, 111.2 falls between 100 and 125 on rows 14 and 15. The guidance from FEMA states that in this situation, factors are linearly interpolated between breakpoints. North52 provides an interpolation function for this situation. So therefore, when determining the rating value for non-levied distance to river, inland flood building and contents, the following calculation is used. The calculation rounds the result of the interpolation calculation to 3 decimal places. The interpolation function takes 5 parameters: x, input x0, input x1, input y0, and input y1. When the formula executes, it retrieves the input values from the xCache data table. X is 111.2, the distance to river property parameter value. Input x0 is 125, the distance to river xCache table upper value. Input x1 is 100, the distance to river xCache table lower value. Input y0 is 1.05, the inland flood xCache table upper value. And input y1 is 1.082, the inland flood xCache table lower value. After execution, the interpolation function returns a value of 1.068. This can be cross-checked with the expected value as shown in Example 1 Excel reference workbook. We've seen how some of the input details are used by the rules engine to look up rate tables and perform calculations, and are now ready to see the output calculations. Let's execute the full calculation using our record in Microsoft Dynamics 365. This record has all the parameters required for the premium calculation. We can see the calculation result matches the example provided by the FEMA documentation. We have only covered a small fraction of the rules and calculations used to determine the premium calculation. If you'd like to know more, please review the associated article on our support portal and get in touch to see how we can help you with your complex business rules requirements on the Dynamics platform. Also, please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel.